Hey, welcome to Mad Dog's After Show with the Mad Dog and Cole, the electric Tasmanian Devil Pharaoh.
Desert racing has a lot of cactus.
I decided to fly through the air and live in the sunlight and enjoy life as much as I could, and that's just what I'm doing.
Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure? Stay calm. Wait.
Man, let me tell you, Evil Knievel, jumping bikes through the air and living in the sunlight. It's good words. We should all take a moment to just live in the sunlight and take a breath and enjoy life.
Absolutely. It's been raining a lot here in California, so we haven't seen a lot of sunlight.
Yeah, I was actually in Burbank for an hour and a half yesterday, which I'll fill you in on in a little bit here. Um, we want to be sure and thank our partners, Kicker Performance Audio, kicker.com, for all your 12-volt audio needs, be it car, truck, motorcycle, marine, personal audio, headphones. Um, man, they got you covered. And they're great people since 1973. This is their 50th anniversary. Same owner, still American owned, still in Stillwater, Oklahoma. Kicker Performance Audio, kicker.com. And of course, Bomber Floating Eyewear, bombereyewear.com. So grateful for Tommy and the guys and girls. Keep me hooked up in these awesome shades, kind of known for my white wraps, and they take good care of me. The ones I'm wearing right now are called a Boogie Bomb, and they're actually a polarized lens that is OSHA safety approved. And they float. So that's Bomber Floating Eyewear, bombereyewear.com. Let's get into it. Welcome to the first episode of 2023, episode 20. What's up, Cole?
We did it. We're a multi-year podcast now. Can you believe it?
Wow. No, I hadn't thought of it that way until you said that.
There's
That's,
like Joe Rogan, and then there's like us, right? We're like, oh, sorry, Jim Beaver, and then us. We're right there.
yeah, I was going to say Beaver's in there just probably a hair above us. Um, but yeah, man, holy cow. So you may notice I'm not in my office. You may not notice because it's audio, not video, that you're probably listening to, but there will be video on YouTube, which is Mad Dog, MAddOG Media on YouTube, and we have started uploading episodes. Thank you so much to Kelsey Morrell Film for making that happen. Check her out on Instagram at Kelsey Morrell Film, KelseymorrellFilm. And yeah, anyways, I am broadcasting tonight or recording tonight from the Embassy Suites in Loveland, Colorado.
Yeah, I was gonna say it doesn't look like your office. So
It is not the office studio slash area where I keep all my riding gear. It is actually the living room of my upgraded King two-room suite. Yes, that's true. I'm a Hilton Diamonds member, and they were kind enough to give me a um, little extra shove on this trip. So I have a nice little two-room mini suite. That's I'm very grateful. If you go to Loveland, Colorado, check out the Embassy Suites in Loveland. But the reason I'm here, let's get right to that. Because I want to cover some of that, and I've got some stuff I need to talk to you about also, Cole. But
uh-oh.
first, the reason I'm here is the I'm here for the Kicker Arena Cross, which is now with the new owners, Robbie, Wayne, and Jack. Um, they've rebranded it, kind of livened it up a little bit. It is the AMA Arena Cross Championship presented by Kicker Performance Audio. Um, and I'm here, of course, to represent Kicker and set up a booth and do all things that I do. Uh, Great welcome from Jack and Wayne and Robbie and their wives and their whole team when I got here. This is my first AMA championship race with them. If you remember episode 1, I did, it was their first race in Gallup, New Mexico, and that was the summer series. Um, yeah, a lot of exciting stuff going on. It's a Friday program now for the pros. Um, and they have cut a deal to be live Friday nights on MTV. So prime time, I'm sorry, MAV TV.
I
Prime
was like,
time.
whoa, who watches MTV? No.
Yeah, nobody.
Yeah, thank
Nobody.
God it's on MAV TV. Who doesn't love MAV TV?
Right? So it's prime time Friday night on MAV TV, live. So you'll be able to watch it tomorrow, I think, starting at 5:30 or 6 on your local MAV TV channel, Cole. Um, Everyone else, you'll have to catch the next race because this won't be out by tomorrow. So, uh, yeah, man, they're doing a great job building the track. Man, the dirt in Loveland that is dry.
Really?
Yeah, really dry. They've got a lot of water to put on the track, but they're doing a good job, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really appreciative of Robbie and his team's vision moving forward with Arena Cross Championship presented by Kicker Performance Audio. Um, Dude, it's there's going to be fan interaction. They're developing an app which may not be available till the next race next weekend in Prescott Valley, but there will be AMA Arena Cross Championship presented by Kicker app, um, and it will allow fans to even vote for a one-on-one race in the pros.
That's cool. That's actually taken an old idea into the new generation. That's early '90s AMA Dash for Cash stuff coming back to life. How
Yeah,
cool!
yeah, it's really great, and I'm pretty excited. Um, they're even doing there will be stuff. I don't know how it's all going to work, but my understanding is where the general public as a fan, if you have a favorite rider, you can even support their program financially if you want.
Nice.
Yeah,
That should
so
go a long way.
yeah,
Um, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think that's kind of the way of the future for some of this stuff.
yeah, I think so, and it's man, I'm just excited. I think they've got a lot of things coming down the pipe, um, and there's going to be a lot of cool stuff happening this year and this season. Uh, I miss the doubleheader format. I'm not going to lie. Um, I, you know what? I can't say I miss it because I haven't gone there yet. I feel like I'm going to miss the doubleheader format. Uh, but tomorrow's race day here and at the Budweiser Event Center in Loveland, and we'll see, man. You know, I know ticket sales are stout for tomorrow, so pretty excited for that. Uh, Man, they've got some great new tough blocks and branding, and so it really, I think it's going to be exciting. And of course, I'm always excited no matter what event it is, whether it's arena cross or enduro cross or monster trucks or Red Bull Sand Scramble or Camp Razor or Vegas to Reno. I mean, it doesn't matter.
An
I'm
event's an
always
event. Yeah.
yeah, and I'm always excited. Like, it's always fun, and it's special for me to be able to do the kicker representation, and kind of manage the on-site branding and stuff like that. I really enjoy that. Um, it's really cool, and I think this series is going to continue to grow. The previous owner, Todd Hammock from Cycle City Promotions, built it from basically, you know, defunct,
Yeah,
if you
rubble.
will,
Yeah.
and all the way up to, AMA contracts with the AMA sanctioning, um, TV coverage, CBS contract last year. So it's super exciting, and it's always fun to be a continuing part of growth in the industry. You know, I ran into one of the kids that I've seen race 5 years now, I guess, and tomorrow night will be his pro debut.
See, yeah, you've seen it from the Alpha to the Omega here, huh?
Yeah,
So you mentioned that Friday, tomorrow, is pro racing. Are they doing any amateur stuff on Saturday?
yeah. So their plan right now is to run the pro races Friday. Um, they did a little media action this afternoon and another media morning, and then practice, and then qualify. A lot of qualifying coming down the pipe, um, and then of course fix the track and clean everything up, and start things off about 6 o'clock tomorrow. But Saturday and Sunday they'll be running the amateur programs.
Cool. Yeah, that's good for everyone. It's good for the promoter for the effort that it takes to go put up a race. But you know what's going to happen is you're going to have some audience members on Friday that might have a beverage or two, and they say, you know what, I could do that. I'll see you tomorrow.
Good chance of that. Good chance of that. And anything you can do to continue to grow the the genre of motorsports, if you will, and whatever it is. Um, it's just it's a positive for the motorsports industry, as long as you're not trying to grow it like a douchebag. Um, that's one of my mantras: don't be a douchebag. Um, and I've said it a lot. I finally get to say it on my podcast. So there. Ha. Um, no, but people that are genuinely like, uh, Robbie and Jack are both ex Arena Cross pros. Um, and Wayne has been very involved in motorsports and motorcycles. So, uh, they really want to take it up to the next level. And so that's really exciting. Um, and I can't wait for tomorrow, So uh, it's cool. A lot of the athletes and their teams are staying at this hotel, so there's a social um, tonight, and I'm hoping to get down there after we get done recording and just say hi to everybody. I got to catch up with a lot of guys. There's a lot of hugs this afternoon.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
I haven't seen these guys since we wrapped last year. Some of these guys I haven't seen since the middle of February last year. So,
You know
uh,
what? No pressure, but a little Mission Impossible, should you choose to accept it, I'm going to need you to go down there at the social on your phone and record some writer interviews. So, no.
yeah, you know what? I was thinking about that today, and I got busy, working and screwing off, and I should have really done that. But I will attempt to do that.
You
So,
you had a job at hand, so don't apologize.
all right. Well, yeah, I gotta prioritize, but you know, it's nah, I would love to do that. And I know most of those guys would just be like all about it, So um yeah, and so obviously if you follow our social media, my social media at MAddOG, MAddOG _ media on Instagram or Mad Dog Media Marketing on Facebook, you will see that I had somewhat of a challenging travel day yesterday. And this is all part of what Along for the Ride is about, and so it's for whatever reason I booked Southwest Air, primarily because their gates in Vegas are pretty easy to get to, and I fly out of Vegas, and I can get direct flights out of Vegas to pretty much anywhere I need to go. So I booked a direct flight to Denver that was supposed to leave at 10:15 yesterday morning, um, which just before I scanned my QR code to get my boarding pass and check my bag on the self thing, which I hate those things. Like, bring the human element back. But just before I did that, I got a notification that not only had my flight been canceled, but I had been rebooked on an hour later flight that went to Albuquerque first and then Denver. Um, so taking things in stride, I went ahead and went to customer service, and I know there was this lady was just awesome. I mean, she just got to work. I was probably her first customer. Um, and I know with the current situation, Southwest people have been just getting punched in the face,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They're
So
getting
I was
hammered
like,
right now.
yeah, through whoever's fault, whatever the situation is. I don't want to go into any of that or my personal beliefs about it, but I was like, hey, this happened. Uh, what do I do? Kind because I was kind of caught in limbo there because I had scanned and then everything changed and it wouldn't update. And so, anyway, she got my bag checked in and checked into Albuquerque and got me checked in, got my boarding passes printed, and I went up and went through TSA, and I was walking over to get a cup of coffee at this little coffee shop that I like getting coffee from there in Seagates, and I get a notice on my phone that my flight was delayed, and I'm like, oh, great, well, that's awesome.
Your
And
new
about
flight's delayed.
my new flight, yeah, the flight to Albuquerque was delayed. And then about 5 minutes later, I get a notification that we have rebooked you on a new flight with a connection in Burbank.
You're like Burbank, Colorado?
Like,
Burbank,
yeah,
New Mexico? What do you mean Burbank?
Burbank, like Bob Hope Airport, Hollywood, Burbank.
Like Jay
And
Leno's driveway?
yeah, basically. So, you know, yeah, man. So, I mean, what do you do? I went and checked with customer service, and there was no real better option. So I was like, well, I just got to have faith and trust the process. And then the got a notice about an hour later that the flight was delayed, which delayed 10 minutes, which ended up being delayed about 40 minutes, which wasn't a big deal because it was like an hour and a half layover in Burbank. So it's no big deal. So yeah, man. And then I got, delayed. Finally made the flight, got to Burbank, which I've flown in and out of Burbank hundreds of times, so uh, it was no big deal. I'm just like, whatever. Well, then the flight uh, coming into Burbank, that was our plane to Denver, got diverted by weather to Ontario. So, yet again, another hour delay. All that being said, I was supposed to arrive in Denver at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I got in about 7-ish, just after 7. Um, and then my bag wasn't there.
That's good.
Yeah, well, it was taking them a suspiciously long amount of time to get the bags out for that flight. And unless they'd already been out and, I kind of missed it. Um, but you would think my bag would still be circling the track. So I had, and knowing they've had so many issues and seeing that there was literally stacks of bags in a cordoned off area at every one of their baggage claims, I went and asked a guy if he could check the tag and see if it was there. And he checked it and he said, "Oh, it's down at Carousel 1." So I went down there and I was standing in this long line. Um, and I don't know if it was the mustache or the smile and the wink or just my day for someone to be nice to me, but this flight attendant, um, super nice lady, obviously off work because she had her whole flight kit, all strapped to the roller, and she's like, "Are you waiting for your bag?" And I said, "Yeah, it's the guy down at 4, whatever it was, just told me that it was scanned in at 1. So, and I see like you can't get back there." So she goes, "Well, what's your last name? Let me go look." And I'm like, "Hey, you don't got to do that." And she goes, "Nah, darling, it's fine." So um, she went back there and was looking, and she must have said something to the guy sitting back there, kind of overseeing the bags. And he made an announcement that said, "If you're missing your bag, come up here and we'll let you check." Like, one by one. They're all in rows of alphabetized. So I walked over there and saw the old travel bag there, and I was like, "Oh, here it is." And she was just super. Super helpful. And so I was grateful to get my bag and hopped on the shuttle over to the rental car place. And I had, knowing Denver and how things can change weather wise, I had reserved a midsize all wheel drive, 4-wheel drive SUV.
Good call.
Yeah, they didn't have any left.
Oh, bad call.
Bad deal. I'm like, "Wait a minute, this reservation number says I have one reserved." And they're like, "Yeah, we don't have any." So then they offered, of course, to upgrade me to a full size for a cost. And I was like, "No,
That's not meeting in the middle. That's not.
yeah, no, no, no,
That's not
no,
even
no."
compromise.
Right? So I was like, "So you're telling me you don't have one all wheel drive or 4-wheel drive vehicle on the lot other than like full size SUV?"
That I would have to pay for.
Yeah. And he's looking and he's like, "Oh no, here's an all wheel drive. I can get you into that. It's a Dodge was it Challenger?"
I didn't know they made those in 4-wheel drive.
Yeah, is that the 2-door one?
Oh man, people are gonna light us up. Challengers the 2-door and Chargers the 4-door, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, so apparently they make them in all wheel drive, which I was like, "Dude, I'm pretty sure you're full of crap, but I'm just over it."
Yeah.
Right? I still had an hour drive to the hotel. So I'm like, I'm just over it. Just whatever. The guy's obviously doesn't know what he's talking about. Um, so yeah, went and got this car and hauled ass north and got to the hotel, and it was 12 degrees, which is cold, by the way, really
It's
cold.
not enough degrees. Well, I thought from you being up north, I thought that would be like sandal weather for you, but
Not anymore.
oh, so did the Challenger end up having 4-wheel drive?
Well, so funny thing, I didn't check last night because it was pitch black and I was cold and I
Mad.
had mad. I hadn't eaten, I'd eaten like Krispy Kreme donut at 11 o'clock that morning and a payday bar at like 3 o'clock that afternoon. So maybe even hangry. Um, and I got to the hotel and the restaurant was only open for 10 more minutes, which
Oh, and you're not going to do that. Yeah.
I thought it was going to be closed already. So I
Uh-huh.
stopped at the corner store and got some like beef jerky and stuff. I'm like, it's going to be a
Yep, some
camp
road
out
food.
dinner tonight. Um, but the restaurant was open. And I went and asked the girl if I could get an order to go, and she was like, "Oh yeah, for sure." So got me a cheeseburger. Yum yum.
Nice.
Yeah. So anyway, all that being said, this morning, I'm literally right across the parking lot from the arena. So I had to go by the store and get some coffee and some water, and went over to the arena and parked on a dry spot and got down on the ground and looked up under the front because I'm like, there's no way. Who knew they made these? Sure enough, it's got CVs at the front. Yeah,
Dude, weird. I can't believe this right now.
no, fact check me. That's
No, no,
your
no. I
job.
believe you. No,
No,
no, it's
it's
fine.
get
I
your
got it right here. Yeah,
whatever
you keep
pat
going.
out.
I'll go to
You check it, but
dodgebrothers.com. No.
it's yeah, I had no idea, man. So anyways, but yeah, then I got this free upgrade from the hotel, and the restaurant was open, so things are looking up a little bit, and then great greeting and meeting, and getting together this morning with the race crew, and getting our heads together and making sure we're on the same page, and super stoked. And then I was just getting ready to head out, and our friend Wes Kane showed up. Um, so after we got done with hugs after hugs after hugs, and we he bought. You've probably, I'm sure you follow his social media.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so he bought that race truck.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, so that's like the equivalent of a super stock race
Gotcha.
truck.
Okay.
So it's actually like a 406 small block. Um, and so, yeah. And so, anyways, we ended up talking racing for about half an hour, talking about the chassis, and he didn't realize he got it's. If you've seen the pictures, if you haven't seen the pictures, go to @West Kane and look at his race truck. Um, it's looking sharp, but he didn't realize that the track that he runs at North Carolina, uh, their truck program runs basically a spec chassis, or a GM metric chassis is what you have to run, and this is a full-on custom super stock chassis. So
Mm-hmm.
he'll be racing that in Florida here shortly. He's getting the final few things dialed in, but it was great to see him and visit with him, and yeah, man. After all that, here we are. I get a text message from Cole saying, "You need to hurry up because we got to record soon." And
Talking about yesterday or today?
today,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, I forgot about the one last night. So
That
yeah,
was the original plan.
yeah, that was the original plan. I texted Cole. Finally made it to the hotel. It's like what, 9 o'clock at night, Mountain Time, and Cole texts me back instantly. All right, are you ready to record? And I'm like, good Lord, dude won't give me a break. And then he texted me a bunch of laughing, crying emojis or something like that. And I'm like, okay, thank
Yeah,
God he's
I,
only
I was
joking.
already, I think I was already in bed watching TV.
Yeah, yeah, I'm sure. So, man, that was, yeah, what a day yesterday. I think from the time I left Havasu, because, Arizona's on mountain time currently. Actually, Arizona's on Arizona time, which coincides with Mountain Time
There
currently.
you go. That's a better way to put it.
So I think it rolled into, I think yesterday was about 14 and a half or 15-hour travel day,
To not
something
go
like
that
that.
far, realistically.
No, like whatever, 700 miles or 900 miles or something. It's like, yeah, yeah. But I got to see Bob Hope Airport and wander around there, and um, went outside and got some fresh air because I had so much time, and it's such a tiny airport with pre-check. I literally walked back in, threw my backpack in the scanner, threw my coat in the scanner, walked through, picked my backpack up, picked my coat up, like I hardly broke stride,
Right. Yep.
which is awesome. Um, yeah, man. So it's rad to be here. I hope I get home Saturday. I'm pretty excited. We'll have a recap next week covering the racing and how things went for sure. Um, and so now I have an assignment for Cole that I know he will have available in his incredibly intricate electrostatic supercomputer of a brain.
What?
I have not been on any social media today at
Uh-huh.
all.
Yep.
So I need our Dakar updates.
All right, here we are. Tab number 3.
You knew it was coming.
Okay, so let's start off with our homie here. So today in the stage, Seth Quintero actually won the stage, and he didn't win by a big margin, but it all adds up. Seth today won by 4 minutes and 47 seconds.
So that's stage 6.
So that would be stage 5. Tomorrow will be stage 6.
Copy that.
Austin Jones, another one of our beloved Americans, coming in 3rd today. Unfortunately, Mitchie had some issues, mechanical issues, so he's a bit back there. But as far as general rankings go, now we have, this is going to be hard to pronounce, and this is why I don't do television for Dakar. Guillaume de Mivaux. He is from Belgium, and he is leading right now. He has a 7-minute lead over Austin Jones. And 3rd is Seth Quintero right now in the overall standings. So
And that's in
unfortunately,
T3,
that
correct?
is in T3. So unfortunately, Mitch has fallen off the top 10 here, and I will see if we can find him really quickly on the standings. And I cannot. So there he is, currently in 30th place, and he is 24 hours behind right now.
Wow.
Yeah, so couple of big issues for him.
Yeah.
And then on the bike side of things today, Adrian Van Beveren, who for a French guy I actually really like, won the stage today. And then our underdog Mason Klein coming in 4th, who has been incredible this year. It's even they were talking about on the NBC broadcast yesterday, saying that he's going to have a contract by the time he leaves the bivouac this week. So right now, America is leading with our beloved Utah Skylar Howells in 1st place.
Nice.
Toby Price in 2nd. Kevin Benavides in 3rd. And the reason I need to mention 4th is Mason Klein, who is darn near a privateer effort with the Boss World KTM team, is in 4th right now, and he's only 6 minutes behind. So
Wow.
wild.
Yeah,
Now,
and Dakar really 6 minutes is not worth panicking, especially with what 9 more stages to go.
over half to go. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, and that I saw where what was it stage 4? Our boy Seth had a tough stage.
Yep. And that's what put him behind because he was
Yeah,
leading until then. Yeah. So
yeah, and that put him like an hour and 10 behind or something like that.
it'll only be 4 minutes back now after that. I mean, what a
He's only
comeback.
4 minutes back.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah. That's amazing. That is amazing. That's, we saw him do it last year. Even though he wasn't in contention for the overall last year, I mean, last year was a one off, and people don't expect and don't hold Seth to 12 or 13 stage wins this year. Um, the planets aligned last year, and I think he'd be the first to tell you that everything just went good. But don't ever count him out, because the kid is determined. He just puts his head down and rolls, and has the ability at a very young age, 20 years old, to be able to. I saw his interview stage, might have been 4, might have been 2, when he blew 2 tires, punctured 2 tires early. And he was like, you know what? I had to chill for the rest of the stage. And I think he still finished like 3rd or 4th or something like that in that stage. But that's wise beyond years right there. When some big names in that very same stage fell out of overall, they're still contending for stage wins, but they were, whatever they call it, DQ'd from the overall,
Yeah.
or eliminated.
Yeah.
To,
Eliminated from contention or something, but luckily they still let him continue, considering it's a minimum of $50,000 to get over there. So
right.
yeah.
And there's a couple of big names in the, what do they call them? T1s, U1s.
This gets confusing, and I get worse with it every year, but yeah, keep going and I'll look it up. But yeah,
But I saw there was a couple of big names that were eliminated from the overall, due to punctures. They got 2 punctures, and then they still couldn't reel it in enough to keep from getting a 3rd, and they only carry 2 tires.
Yeah, and some guys don't even carry 2.
Yeah.
That's kind of the gamble you play with weight distribution. But yeah, you have your T3 lightweight prototype, which is obviously what we're emotionally invested in, and then your T4 production SSV would be your other side by side class.
But then the big cars are T1s.
Yep.
Yeah.
So and then your let's see here, we got it. Yep, your T1 prototype cross country cars.
Yeah, and then
your T1 ultimate prototype cross country cars, and your T1 plus prototype cross country car 4x4. That's not confusing at all.
No.
Nice work, ASO. Yeah.
Yeah, holy smokes. I thought the numeric system was bad for desert racing. I love it now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but no, it's these guys are doing great. I was messaging with Mitchie the other day when he actually won the stage, and I think took the overall lead. But he was like, "Hey, it's a long ways to go," and I think he cautioned people about that. Either he did or Seth did in one of their social media, one of their Instagram stories. Which, man, I was having withdrawals today because I couldn't get on and check. I just didn't have time to get on, because what happens, because I follow the Dakar page, I follow, of course, Seth, I follow Mitchie, I follow Red Bull Factory Can-Am Off-Road, I follow the Red Bull Young Guns. No, what are they called?
The Red Bull Amateur Desert.
No, Youth Factory Team or something.
Talking about for actual Dakar, you're saying? The Red Bull Off-Road Junior Team USA by BF Goodrich.
Yes. Okay. So I follow them. I follow Red Bull Rally, and then on top of it, I follow Dakar. I follow Dakar Saudi.
Red Bull Desert Wings, I'm sure.
Desert Wings and a couple more, and of course all the Dennis Sains, Sesco driver, Mitchie's co-driver. I mean, and then AJ, all those guys. So it's like you can you have to commit to time if you're going to go through that. If you're going to go down that rabbit hole, let's put it that way. So, uh,
Absolutely. Yeah, and to be fair, things change all the time too. So you could wake
yeah,
up and see that somebody won a stage, and by the end of our time here in the United States, they might be kicked back to fourth or credited time back. So I mean, until the guys start the next day, you almost
right,
don't know the finalized from last night. So that's kind of one of the things that makes it cool about that race, because you're either hopeful that things will change, or you're not sure that your standings will even stand. So it
right.
keeps it
Well, and
exciting.
it's interesting too, and I didn't have time to research how they handled it or anything. Maybe you can fill us in a little bit. Um, was it stage 2 or stage 3 that they had to cut short because of rain?
Yeah, stage three got rained out, and rained out is kind of a strange term to use, but there was um, dry sand washes that became wet sand washes that
Right,
became creeks that became rivers. So the bike guys were long gone. The cars had no problem. But by the time the side by sides got there, it was literally lightweight vehicles getting washed away. The big elephant garbage trucks had no problem. So they ended up pulling those guys out. But to be fair to everybody else, they had to cut it at a certain kilometer. So it made it. I, I'm glad I'm not in the ASO shoes for an event like that. But
right.
yeah, it's smart to not send everybody out into rivers that you don't know you can cross. I think that's a good safety.
Well, yeah, and another big factor, if I remember right, was due to the low ceiling and unstable air and unstable air in the clouds, they couldn't fly the choppers,
Yeah,
and so that is a big safety issue. Um, and I know we're used to Western gunsling.